Welcome to the I Didn't Know What the Fuck I Was Doing podcast.
We're your hosts, Teresa
and David.
This is the podcast with two ADHD entrepreneurs
who've made a lot of mistakes.
Each week, we discuss ways to navigate business, relationships, and health.
We also interview excellent guests who share their own personal IDKWTF stories.
Listen today so you can hear some relatable content
as we normalize uncertainty and obstacles.
Because it's important to admit that no one really knows
what the fuck they're doing. Welcome back, everybody. We are here with another episode, part 2 of the IDKWTF I Was Doing podcast. I am David B.
And I'm Teresa Merrick. And we're here with Courtney Wade, who is our local Jazzercise queen here in Colorado, Aurora, Colorado. First episode, we heard a lot about how Courtney got started with Jazzercise and how it's worked into her family life and starting a business during pandemic. Now, we're just going to get to hear a lot more about the ins and outs of the business. David, I know you have a burning question.
Well, I have two questions. So one is kind of, you told us about like finding the place and getting the lease and kind of some of the struggles with that. What does like the day-to-day operations look like? Because I know that studios are a really good business. If they're run correctly, they can be very profitable. It's something that you're passionate about. And like you said in the last episode, it builds this really good community. And so what does it look like managing all of that with different instructors, being the one in charge and like trying to keep all your clients happy?
Yes. Okay. Well, I love it. Yeah. There's a lot to it. So like day to day, honestly, it like getting the schedule set was like probably one of the harder things I did. At our previous location, our owner, actually, we had an instructor who did a lot of the scheduling. And she was like, that was just a lot for me. Like, I don't really want to do that. And I was like, totally fair enough. I wasn't expecting it. And it was kind of one of the things I was like looking forward to doing as my own business. I was a big director. Like I oversaw a lot of people in a large area. So I was like, I can do this, but I hadn't done it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like this really, honestly, like this time last year, July, August, we were getting everything built up, paint, flooring, all of that happening. And I was like, we're opening September 1st. So we're just doing it. So it was like kind of nailing down what instructors, like everyone that was teaching at the previous location came with me, which was amazing because a lot of them helped train me, and they're just women that have been in my life for such a long time. So then it was like things were happening. People who were used to work out in the mornings or teach in the mornings were like, oh, my job's actually changing, so I can't do that. This is like a side gig for people. It's my full-time thing, but it's not our instructors generally full-time thing. Like they're generally doing other things, like they have full-time jobs or they are home with their kids. So they do it because they love it. It's a great workout. Like they love motivating people, but it's not their full-time thing. And they're also independent contractors. So which is great. I love that. But it's also, you're like working on other people's time. And like I said before, they're their own franchise. So like they can do this on their own.
So they can just go do their own. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. So it's a lot of learning people, like learning them in a new capacity. And also I'm coming up on a new role. Like I was their peer and now I'm like quasi in charge of them. It's a lot of like finesse, I think maybe is kind of the right word. You want to do things the right way. Like I never want to rub people the wrong way. And I think a lot of that comes from like very clear and open communication. Mm-hmm. So we like set the schedule, got things going. And then it was kind of just like documenting like little steps, baby steps of like, we've got our floor down, like we're opening soon, but these things are happening. And I made a very like concerted mindset of I'm going to post something every day for the whole entire year.
Well,
Like,
and really, I mean, as your friend on social media, I remember when you were like, we're doing it. And it was like pictures of you and your whole family, your husband and your kids,
mhm.
and pictures of the studio space. You're like a little video tour. Look, we're in process. And so anytime I hopped on like Facebook, it was like a lot of times I would end up seeing the process of where you
Mhm.
were. And I think people they like seeing that. They like seeing the behind the scenes and that you're doing something, especially in a time where a lot of us weren't seeing new things. We were hearing sad things about restaurants closing forever or whatever it was. It was fun to see excitement and something new going on for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Like it really, like it was, and it's a family thing for us. Yes, I'm like the owner, I'm the instructor, but I certainly could not have gotten everything done without my husband, my kids being very flexible. Even if that meant like, here, take the card to the New Day Cafe and go get yourself some breakfast, like a little independence for themselves. Like it was very much a family effort over the summer, especially because of trying to get everything done. It's wasted time and money if you're not doing it quick to get it open. So sharing on social media was a very like a conscious thing I was doing. So it was kind of getting those accounts up and running, like joining Nextdoor, joining Yelp, and like just getting the excitement, getting people behind me and what I was doing. And I mean, honestly, the customers were just like amazing. They were just so on board. They supported everything. Like our family and friends locally, near and far, were really, really supportive. So that helped a ton. Truth be told, getting an Instagram following is a hard thing to do. Like a natural, like what the people you want to be following you, it's just really challenging. It is a lot of time spent. Like I want to be creative. I want to balance my posts with promotion, but also hitting that sweet spot of, so it's not all like an offer. It's
Right.
what we're doing. We're a group of women or people that love this workout, are devoted, just as devoted or more devoted than I am. They've been doing this for years, and it's like sharing that together is really, it's just awesome. So day to day, currently, I've been open now, gosh, almost a year.
A year?
It's crazy,
Congratulations.
honestly. Like,
Yay!
it's wild. Like
Are you
it's
gonna do
so
like a birthday
wild.
party with cake or
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
September is like all the things, everything imaginable. We're doing all sorts of stuff. So you have to follow me on Instagram to stay tuned
There you go.
to all of those things. But yeah, so every month, every season was a little different. We opened, it was great. It was kind of like, ooh, we're maybe coming out of the pandemic a little bit. And then it was like, we've got a new variant. And we're now in a mask mandate again. And it was like, what are we going to do? I was like, just please say it's not long. I mean, this total silver lining is we live stream so many of our classes. So like people can watch from home. They're like still connected to the instructors, our individual community. It's not like, it's still the music that they know and love, the instructors they know and love. So that honestly is just amazing. I'm so grateful that we've had that. Getting that set up was also like I don't know what I'm doing. It was, how are we going to connect this sound system and microphone, which every instructor has their own microphone, their own iPod or iPhone that they're using, and connect it so it's crystal clear audio
So we can
for
hear
the viewers at home. And it was a lot of trial and error. And everyone has a different sound system. So it's like you reach out to the Jazzercise community. It was like, well, I don't have that. My phone that I'm streaming from is not that. I don't have that. You have this. Da, 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 da. So it was like a lot of Amazon purchases of cords, wires, connectors, all sorts of things. I'm sure you guys know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing because you think that it's a workout, it's a gym, and yet technology is so integrated into our life now that you have to be like a sound studio expert in order to run a gym.
Yes.
Even to have the microphones in studio so it can connect to the speakers in your place. And now you have to live stream it too. Isn't that crazy? Just how things are
And
different.
the sound of the microphone versus the sound of that's always whenever I'm in there, usually the instructors, can you hear me? Or is the music volume good? Is my voice volume good? And they're checking with like people in the back of the studio, like making sure everybody can like hear the music really well, but also you want to be able to hear what the instructor is saying so you know what you're doing. And then
Like a whole
how that
stage crew.
translates to going live virtually.
Oh gosh, yes. It will, and like different songs. Different songs have different levels. So with your like, and I'll say, I said it this morning in class, I was like, I'm just not satisfied with the music volume. Like, I'm like tweaking it. Or like the other day we had an instructor on stage and I'm like playing with the dials. I'm like, apparently I'm a DJ now. That was one of the things that like, I knew, I mean, I was an instructor, so I knew audio levels loosely. But like, I wanted to just be kind of like the best, really. I want a crystal clear picture. I don't want people to really think, I could be doing this somewhere else, or it could be better.
I
It's
could be
like
watching a YouTube video.
yes,
right?
Exactly. Like I want them to like have crisp audio, be connected to the studio. So it honestly, I kid you not, it took me like a month till back and forth of switching chords, switching things. Like
It's
those
so
are things
good
that,
though. Like I've taken
you.
virtual classes and your sound is great. You can hear the instructor, you can hear the music. It's like good quality. You can see clearly what the instructor is doing. It works. So all the time and effort that you put into it, I think was worth it. It makes it the ability
Thank
to
you.
be there at home.
Yes, but thank you for saying that, because I didn't think of those things. I mean, I knew as a business owner I'd be doing more things like that. But truth be told, we moved the speakers around a few different times because of complaints from our neighbors, which I was like not like prepared for. So yeah, it was like a lot of, okay, honey, can you get the ladder out? Can we climb in the rafters and move these speakers around? Those kind of strange things. And then audio, social media, like monthly reporting. I also sell retail, which not all Jazzercise studios do. I always tell people, I'm like, you're looking at my closet. I own everything that you can buy here. Like, it's fun. So I get to do all of that and then, clean the toilet. Really, we live a glorious life.
Other than the toilet, that's like the fun customizing of your own baby that you've created.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You get to perfect it and tweak it and just make it look exactly the way you want your business to look because it's yours. And I think that's cool. Yes.
Yeah. We have franchise guidelines. So it's a very consistent customer experience at locations like nationwide and internationally. But, it's still like my space.
Yeah.
And so I think I nailed it. I really
nailed it.
Like I'm super, super pleased with the way it like turned out. It looks like really, honestly, really positive feedback from the community as a whole, which is that just makes it all the more satisfying, really.
I think let's take a short break and hear from our sponsors real quick. And then I want to hear about the actual classes. Yeah, cool. We'll be right back.
This is a podcast for anyone looking to improve their personal, professional, or family life.
We craft these episodes so you can learn from or relate to our experiences and opinions.
And we'd love to hear more about you. So if you're interested in connecting with us further,
as well as other like-minded individuals,
we recommend checking out our creatively named Facebook group, Colorado Entrepreneurs.
You don't have to be from Colorado or be an entrepreneur to join, but it doesn't hurt.
Just go to facebook.com/groups/Colorado Biz, that's BIZ, and send us a join request.
Or check the link in the description and show notes below.
Thanks for listening, and now back to the show.
Welcome back. Thanks for listening through that short break from your lovely sponsors, me and David. And so, we're going to talk a little more about Jazzercise. Courtney has already explained. I mean, it's not the 80s spandex that some of us think of when we think of Jazzercise or like workouts, but it has been around forever, which Courtney did talk about because you said 50 years, Courtney?
Like over 50 years. Yep, 1969.
That's crazy. And so it was like Jazzercise was a thing, and then it was pre-Tybo, right? And who's the guy with the hair in the sweatband?
Oh, Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons, pre-Richard
Yeah.
Simmons, right?
Yes. Like it honestly is like the original like group fitness program. Everything
still here.
kind of came after it. Like
Mhm.
all the other dance programs that you hear of, every really group fitness came because of a concept from our founder who still teaches classes. If that is not like
Are
a
you
testament
serious?
to the like to the program, she is amazing. Like
Crazy.
I mean, it's awesome. So she started a dance class and her customers were like, it's too hard. Like I can't follow it. It was kind of like her light bulb moment of let's turn it around. They're not looking at themselves. If there's mirrors in a studio, they're always behind you. You're never like looking directly at yourself. You're looking at the instructor and mirroring what the instructor is doing. It was like they all like her customers wanted to have a body of a dancer with not actually being a dancer. Because like who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? Right?
Well,
like,
and choreography is hard. Not everybody can memorize choreography.
Yeah.
I mean, I've danced before in my life, like taking dance classes, and that was always the hardest part for me. Once I got it, I was good. But it's learning all of that choreography. And it's funny even teaching my kids when the girls are like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, well, it's in counts of 8. And they're like, what? And so I'm like sitting there when we were home, I was like, see? And then some of it I was like, and 1 and 2. And they're like, what? And I'm like, but listen. And they're like, oh. So it's I have that prior knowledge. So for me, I don't know, it's super fun and easy because it is that like dance that you want, or if you enjoy dancing at all. But
totally.
So okay, so her people, I interrupted you, but I'm like,
oh no, you're good.
I
no,
love the
totally
dance
good.
part of it. Dancing, I enjoy dancing.
Yes, and it's just, I mean, it's so everything is basically choreographed. Like they work with physiologists who make sure it's safe and effective. So you're really getting the most bang for your buck in 1 hour. Like you get strength, you get cardio, you get muscle work, and you get stretching. All of it in one very effective hour. Or we do have 30-minute and 45-minute formats, which will do the same exact thing in that shorter amount of time, which truth be told, it's not easier.
No, it's not. I was actually going to say, because I think I'm going to go to Lori's strength class tonight. So
oh yeah,
I love that class, that strength class, and everything that Courtney has shared about the community, like of when she was like, oh, all the people just welcomed me in. That's exactly how they are with every single person who walks through the door. I mean, these women who have introduced themselves to me and they're like, oh no, we're friends now. That's how I'm treated when I'm there. So it's like fun and everybody's doing their own thing and just having fun. And I think I really, really love that about the welcoming environment for like any level. But I just know I also like that there is a variety of classes. You talked a little bit about the dance mix class. They have popular music. They have certain workouts to each area, but I love it now and I want to go. I'm like, okay, Lori, you're gonna kick my butt, but let's do it.
I think that is like one of the best things about Jazzercise. Like you can really come in at any level, like any age, any level, and you're going to get the workout that you want out of it. It's not a place where it's, oh my gosh, like I definitely can't do that. No, like we show high impact, we show low impact, we show like modifications to make it effective for everyone. Like I think I said, I started when I was pregnant. You're not supposed to go on your back when you're pregnant. There's like rules for what you can and can't do. But I did it every day through my pregnancy.
Well, and there's an option for everything. There was one, it happened to be a strength class, but every class I've gone to, because it's like, I have like crappy wrists. So if we're doing something, I'm like, but I still want to work out my arms. And it's like the instructors, okay, do this instead. Even in the middle of a song, everybody else will be doing the thing. And I'm like, I can't. They're like, try this, try it. I feel like it's very interactive when you're there in class. Like being able to do it at home is great. But if you're in class and they see that, oh, this isn't working for even just one person, you instructors are so amazing at really allowing every person to be at whatever level or whatever need they have, which I think is unique. Not a lot of classes will do that.
Totally. And there's so many options. An instructor, all the instructors are trained. Like our training process is pretty rigorous. We have to do like a whole physiological test. We're CPR certified. Like we're trained professionals. We know a lot about the body. And honestly, like there's not a lot of injuries that happen because of jazzercise, which I think is another like a long standing testament to like the quality of the program. There's people are not like, I'm out because of an injury. We know how to cue things. So you're staying safe and you can work out for a long period of time. So yeah, and I love it honestly, because like Teresa does jazzercise and she's just like, let me tell you all about it. That's my favorite thing. I love hearing people just like so excited about it. It makes me so happy because we all love it.
Well, and because I've been sharing on like social media, I had breakfast with my sister-in-laws and I had to miss like one of the cool free Saturdays because I already had plans. But my sister-in-law was like, so how's the jazzercise thing going? I'm like, people are watching. Oh, I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Yes, it's so good because it's like hard to not have fun. I mean, we work really hard in class. I get to see everyone's face and people are smiling. They're happy. They may be angry with me about like a certain move, but like they're smiling through it.
But we're like, laughing about it because we're like, okay. But also there's no pressure. And I think I've been in classes where they're like, you have this instructor and sometimes that's motivating, but then that's where the injuries happen because if you feel like, oh crap, I do need to stop for a minute. I do need to hold on. My foot is cramping. I need to stretch. There's nobody there like going, you should do this. Don't stop in the middle of this set.
Bullshit. Sacrifice your body.
Right.
Yeah, you do.
Like, no, how am I going to show up for my workout tomorrow if I break myself today?
Yeah.
There's a difference between motivating and intimidating, and we're not intimidating. Like we want to motivate you. We want you to try. We're encouraging you, but we also know, like we're human. We're doing the same workout.
Love though when you instructors will be like, oops, wait, nope, oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on, we're going to do this again, or we're going to change this. And you guys just go with it. And it gets super fun watching, like you just trained a new instructor and she's super focused and she's super worried about getting it right. And it's funny because that's what we're trying to break in this podcast is remembering you don't have to, but like the whole community everybody is like, you did so awesome. And she's like, I can't believe I forgot that part of it. And it's like, the instructors who've been doing this for years forget parts
for
of
20 years forget. Yeah, like we're all human. And I think especially around women, like there is kind of a judgment factor. However, like you walk into jazzercise and it is so not that way. And which is incredible. I mean, we're like in a vulnerable spot. We're working on our bodies. It's there for a different reason. Like maybe they're not happy with their body. That's how I started. Like maybe, who knows? There's like different variations, but like to literally walk into the doors and be like welcomed, open arms, who you are, what you're doing, like you can really do no wrong kind of attitude is like incredible. I mean, and that's the kind of place I want to be. Like I look at some of our women, I mean, they're 80 years old. Over 80, and they are getting down on the floor. They are doing planks, but you know what? They're going home and they're actively playing with their grandkids, playing with their great grandkids. Like that's the life I see older women in class. And I'm like, hashtag goals. That's if I can look like that when I'm their age, heck yes. But I also, when we have young teenagers in class that are just starting their fitness journey, it's like I just read something the other day. You're going to be working out for the rest of your life, basically. Like your health and fitness is so important to your body, to your mind. So find something you like. Otherwise, it's going to be a struggle all the time. And that I think that's the gold of jazzercise. Like people love it. Like they want to go to class. I have to tell myself it's okay to take a rest day. Like, I'm like, but I want to go. I don't want to miss a day because I just love it. So those days I'm like, I'm marching I'm not jumping. Like I still am like there, like getting my mental community fix, but I can take it down to a very light workout for me, or I'm on stage and I am a high intensity, yelling, having fun, singing. It's like such a rush for us too. Like I love teaching. Like I literally love it. It's like one of my favorite things. Like every time I get to teach a class, I'm like, oh, that playlist was it. I love it because it's a workout. It's my workout. That's what I do for my workout.
You should speak to that because it is not every single class. If you have 3 dance mix sets back to back at your studio, they will not be the same mix of songs or the same workout. They won't be.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, our formats, we have literally 16 different formats. They're all a variation of dance, stretching, and strength work. We have we have a strike class, which is more like punching and kicking. And we have a core class, which is really like at core focus. Every move you do is like you're working your abs. We have interval dance mix, which is just hit training. You go up and down, up and down, up and down, everything in between, different variations on strength work. So we have some that are like strength first, then cardio, or a little blast of cardio, a little bit of strength. But the beauty of it is all the instructors make their own sets. Like we have the same guidelines, same format, and that you will see nationally, internationally. It's all the same format, but everyone has like a different flavor. I'm like, ooh, I like this one. Or there are there's 2 moves, truth be told, that I won't teach. They're just not my favorite. I don't feel like I can execute them appropriately.
Now I'm going to be like, which moves are those? I want to know.
So I just don't teach them, but that's okay because like other instructors will. And so we all do our own playlist. We have different ways of doing it. All of my stuff is on Apple Music. I have thousands of songs in my library when I am teaching a class. Like Sundays, I really like to prepare my sets for the week. So I like sit down, I go over all of the notes that are built for us. So like we're watching video, we're reviewing notes, I'm practicing moves in my kitchen, my living room, wherever. And then a lot of it is just memorization because we're cueing the class. So I'm always listening to Jazzercise music in the car, like all the time. We get new routines every single month. So I always say to new customers, don't worry if you don't know it now, like no one else will know it next month. And so every month it levels the playing field for all of our customers. So it's fresh for us, fresh for customers, and mentally that keeps you mentally strong too. Like there's a lot to be said on why women have been doing this for 50 years.
Yeah. So the first thing I said when Teresa was telling me about it, I was like, why Jazzercise? That's so like out there. But considering it's like the longest running like organized workout program, they figured everything else out, you know? So it's fun, it's like high energy, but it's also safer because it's like it's all been done, and they've got probably the best, not scientists, but like physiologists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Physiologists.
And they've made it safe, they've made it fun, and they've perfected it over the last half a century, basically. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Like when you think about just like the whole structure, and it just started from one woman's like vision, and I want to help these people. I want it to be what it is. And group fitness, Jazzercise blew up in the 80s. I mean, that's I think why everyone pictures like the leotard, the leg warmers,
and big hair, and then like neon headbands, and then neon wristbands.
Yeah, exactly.
And we all have that image of that.
Totally.
I mean, I think all of us can conjure that, or at least all of us that are,
immediately what I think.
millennials.
Oh yeah, older than.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really fun to have like new people come into class, especially ones that they know it loosely, or that's their image, or that have never, they're like, I have actually no idea what it is, come into class and be like, oh my gosh, like I had no idea that's what it was like. And like that for me is super fun, because it's like yes, like you get it. Like people like leave super happy. We had a ton of new people in class the other day, and it was just like they were like, oh my gosh, like I love it. And like everyone really leaves with that, like they're happy, like they worked hard. It's like a sense of pride, and you can do it again. You just kind of leave in a rush, which is awesome. So yeah.
Well, and I do want to say too, because you spoke to this earlier, but I think something that was a new experience for me just in working out, and I've done lots of different types of working out over the years, is when you leave, I know I was totally judging myself on how well I was doing. I was like, oh, but I haven't been working out for a while. Okay, be gentler on yourself, like trying to talk myself. But still, there were moments where I was like, oh, and now I'm just like, no, I enjoy the low impact moves more. So I'm going to do those. And nobody else cares. And actually, Dan said something to me because we've just been working out a lot more this summer. And he was like, honestly, if someone is looking at you and judging you while you work out on anything except go that person for trying to be healthier for their life and do something that feels good to them. He's like, if anybody's thoughts are not that, that's their issue. Because who is going to be negative? And so I thought, yeah, I'm my worst critic. And nobody else in this class, the instructor, none of the other people, they don't care. Like a lot of times it's funny because I don't mirror you guys. And I was saying to Courtney last time, I was like, they say go left, but I'm watching them and I want to like do what they're doing. And my brain knows they're saying left, but they're going to the right. So half the time I'm doing it opposite of the rest of the class. And I'm like, I already started on this side. Oh, well, I'll just follow. As long as you're not running into anybody, which a lot of the moves you're not, it's not a big deal. And Courtney's like, that's why you should be an instructor. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
just open that door just a little bit.
Plant the little seed. Well, Courtney,
and in 6 years, it'll be like this conversation with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What is Courtney creating? A world full of jazzercisers. Yeah. Well, time is almost up, but Courtney, we want to know what is going on right now in your studio. What kind of offers do you have running? Definitely anybody in like the South Denver, Aurora, Centennial area in Colorado. If you guys want to take a class, you should call me, message me. I'll come with you. It's so much fun. So you could come take a class with Courtney or any of her instructors, but also call me. I'll go with you. So and
it is Courtney, men and women, right?
Oh yeah, men too, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to, it just tends to be women. But I feel like a lot of class group workouts end up being women women heavy. Mm-hmm. Women like to work out in a group.
Yeah. I think women just generally gravitate toward that type of setting. But we do have male customers. It's a great and effective workout for anyone. So yeah.
So what's going on? Like what you've got your party coming up. What other incentives can you give me to go there?
Okay. So starting now, really, you have until September 12th. You can join for $0 with zeros, total zeros with a monthly membership. So you sign up for a monthly membership, which is unlimited. That includes all in-studio classes and our live stream classes. And your first monthly payment is not until October. So awesome. You basically get 6 weeks of workout for free.
I'm actually one of those people who I haven't worked out since pre-COVID, really. And it's not that I've necessarily at this point, I'm not scared to be around other people. It's just I'm so out of the habit and I'm so comfortable now not working out. I need incentive to get off of my couch and go actually sweat.
Yeah, come take a class with me.
Okay.
Totally. And we do events all the time. So we do a bunch of pop-ups at Cherry Creek Mall at Athletics. So that's actually the first Sunday in September. So that's coming up here shortly. And then that following Saturday, the second Saturday, is our last parking lot pop-up, which is like super fun. We have so much fun doing those. So, and then the whole month of September, we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary because how awesome is it to be open for a year? I'm just so excited. So we're going to have lots of fun events. We'll have some workshops and just different things throughout the month, sprinkled throughout. So you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook. It's same information on both, but everyone is always welcome. Always, always. We love new faces.
Yes,
That's awesome.
and we'll have all the links in the show notes for everybody who wants to check out. And like I said, just leave a comment, send me a DM. I'll go with you. Courtney will go with you if she's not teaching the class.
Totally. If I'm not teaching, I will stand next to you. I will be there with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Courtney.
And thanks for sharing your story.
Yeah, for sharing all about Jazzercise and how you got there. And I mean, it's so amazing to watch a busy mom, wife, corporate employee who you have totally like just flipped everything around. And now you have your own Jazzercise location.
I know. I still can't believe it. It's so awesome. So cool. And thank you guys so much for having me. This is so much fun. I loved it. Loved every minute of it.
Thanks for choosing us to be your first podcast interview.
Yes. You guys made it so fun. So easy.
Well, good. I'm
Awesome.
happy to have you. And thank you again. And to all our listeners, if you missed part 1, go check it out. It's more of Courtney's story. And thank you so much for being here. We will see you next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. This has been the conclusion of our 2-part series.
And hey, congrats for making it here.
If you didn't happen to catch part 1, just go back to the previous episode to get the full story.
It was a really good one.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, please consider liking, subscribing, and/or reviewing us on wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Also, if there's someone who clearly doesn't know what the fuck they're doing and would benefit from this topic, please hit that share button and send them this episode.
Let's normalize the feeling of uncertainty.
Asking for help and admitting that we don't know
What the fuck we're doing either.